Welcome to this special edition of Inside Ascension, where we celebrate Black History Month, highlighting the trailblazers who are really making a difference, especially here in the greater Ascension area. And we are so excited to welcome our first Black mayor, our first mayor that we've had, our first new mayor in 16 years, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tim Riley. And so welcome. It's great to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
We have so much that we want to sit down and talk to you about.
Okay.
But the first thing I want to know is just a little bit about how did you get here?
Well, in 2016, ran for city council, was not successful. In 2020, the wife and I decided to run again, so we ran, was successful. 4 years of legislative experience engulfed me into running for mayor.
And here we are today.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, what an incredible thing to experience your inauguration. I have to say, It was a lot different than any other inauguration that I have ever been to, because of what went into it, what I expected to see, and what we saw kind of paint a picture for people who weren't there, and what went into your mind in creating the inauguration, which, by the way, had a lot of music.
Yes.
It had a lot of Jesus.
Yes.
It had a lot of things that you don't necessarily see at an inauguration. So what were you thinking when you said, here's how I'm going to come into office?
Right. Obviously, my wife and Miss J.C. and some others, they got together. They put the program together. They would pass it by me, of course, keeping me in the loop. And I thought it was commendable, and I thought it was a great inauguration. I know a lot of people enjoyed it. I personally, I love the music, love the singing. Everyone that participated, it just was fabulous to me. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you are making history. How does it make you feel?
Very good. Obviously, being the first Black is a significant historical component to this, but serving people in general, white, Black, Hispanic, Asia, it doesn't matter. That's really what it's about, serving people.
Absolutely.
And making sure people know you care about them and you're there for them as well.
And speaking about being there for people, how approachable are you going to be? I mean, that's very important to me. Over the years, I've worked with legislators, elected officials on the state level all the way down, and people have had varying levels of approachability. Like, can I talk to them? Can I get them on the phone? Can I show up at the office door? What is kind of your stance on approachability?
As a city councilman, I was the most accessible city councilman that you could have. I've always kept those lines of communication open, and as their mayor, I'm going to keep those same lines open. I actually experienced getting a lot of voicemails left for me here recently last week, and I stayed at the office to make sure I tried to call all those people back that had called me. So I will be as accessible of a mayor that I was as a city councilman. As a matter of fact, we're going to start doing donuts with the mayor, where when people have concerns.
We like donuts.
Yes, they can come to the mayor's office, eat a donut, drink some coffee, a juice, a milk, or whatsoever, and then talk.
And kind of tell you their concerns and frustrations.
Yes.
Well, we are etching into Black History Month, and that means a lot to a lot of people. But what does it mean to you?
Obviously, Black History Month is a very historical month. It shines the light on a lot of our Black leaders. In 2020, when I became councilman, I used to acknowledge 28 people in the month of February that had contributed to the city of Gonzales, and people that were deceased and living that contribute to what we have now today in Gonzales. So obviously keeping it going is, one of my top priorities. I want the Black community to know that we know who you are, and we will recognize you all, and we will give you your props. Some while they're living, and then others being deceased.
And talking about reflections of the past and into the future, let's kind of go into your vision for Gonzales. Where have we been and, evolving? Where do you see us going? What is your vision for the future of the city?
Yes, ma'am. From Edenborn all the way to Old Gonzales, we want to give that a facelift. We want that to be attractive when people is driving on Highway 44. Secondly, we want efficiency. We want things to run better. We want it to run smoother. We want to come in and put things maybe kind of together, whereas when you come to City Hall, efficiency is happening because the amount of time that it takes to get things done, we want to shorten those things. Thirdly, we want the citizens of Gonzales to know that we want to know how they feel about things, and we want to know their contributions to what we're doing for the city as well. Obviously, you have people out here that's way smarter than I am that can bring a lot to the city of Gonzales. So we invite that. I'm not a person that, pushes back on people with information. I invite it. I want it because we want to bring this thing up in the 21st century as high as we can get it. And one of the things I always say is a leader have to raise their lid. You have to raise your lid in terms of everything that's out here now. You have to grow along with your people and with your community.
Collaborating with other leaders. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, that's very important to me. Obviously, Parish President Quintmo is a great, great friend of mine. We get along very well. I supported President Quintmo when he first ran. So I think we're going to have a wonderful relationship. I think this is going to really be the relationship that brings the parish and the city together like never before. Personally, that's just my personal opinion.
And then going on back to reaching with the constituents and the local leaders and bringing everyone together, in addition to having that coffee talk, if you will, I think one of the things that I hear, here is the communications director and working with the constituents is people want to be able to reach you how many different ways, right? So they can call in, is there an app for that? Is there a way to reach you on the internet? I mean, I guess a key again is being accessible to people,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming that you're going to offer a lot of different ways for people to be able to reach you.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we're working on stuff like that now. Of course, you can call and you can email. You can do those things now. But yes, we're working on developing some stuff, whereas you can go in the app, and do different things and to be able to reach out to us as needed.
And one more question I have for you. So what is your hope and desire, or any information or tips that you have for maybe our future leaders out there, our younger generation, as they look to you for advice and inspiration?
Yes, great question. I am a component of youth. We do mentoring programs for the youth. I actually want the youth to know that I want them to come to City Hall to be able to come and learn how the day-to-day operations run. And I want them to get interested in governing. And Tim Riley is not a selfish man, so when we identify these young people that can run this government, I invite them to get on the ballot, run for some of these offices, to to get involved. So that's going to be one of my major things, inspiring them to run, get involved, come see how it works. I want to allot them those opportunities that, sometimes they don't get. I want to give that to them.
I think that's one of the things that sets not only the city of Gonzales, but Ascension Parish as a whole apart, is that I see that people are so inviting to have our young students of all ages, inviting them to participate and be a part of the process. And so I like that that's what you're doing. You're inviting those young people to come and participate and be a part. It is such a pleasure to sit and visit with you this morning. We look forward to great things ahead for the city of Gonzales, and look forward to working with you, and can't wait to hear about those coffee talks with the mayor.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ms. Pam. I really appreciate it.
You are so welcome. And we'll be back with more with Inside Ascension after this.